last year, the Italian embassy, started a campaign called Waste No Waste, Trash is Treasure. The reason being that, well, a lot of capitals, a lot of big cities in the world, most big cities in the world have got a waste management problem. But as long as we don't accept that this is the normality, that throwing waste around and not recycling our waste is not what we should get used to, but it is something that we can change together, then we will find a solution. So that is why we started this campaign last year, and we said we have to get the people used to not just throwing the rubbish around. And then we encountered the first problem on our path. Well, but there are no rubbish bins around. And so, with the help of Dangote Cement, we got hold of some bins, of 42 bins, and we installed them, with the help of the partners that I mentioned earlier, around the city in sets of 3. They are blue, yellow, and green to encourage waste separation, because separation at source, as you all know, is key to good waste management. The second phase saw some more bins being painted by artists and being auctioned at the Lusaka National Museum, so that we raised money to then finance a cleanup campaign in Bauleni. And of course, we didn't pretend to clean up all of Bauleni, but we gave an example. And some of you, I see some of the faces here of the people who were there. There's a gentleman here, if you can stand up, who is wearing one of the shirts that we all wore that day in early October. And Her Worship the Mayor was also present then, and she also gave her example. By the way, we haven't had a great cholera outbreak this year, so it's not just thanks to this campaign, but we have been trying to set the example that, the drains shouldn't be clogged and so on. So that was 2024. In 2025, we said, okay, but if we want to change the mindset of the people, we have to start with the children, because the children know that there is a problem. The children can get involved, and if the children get involved, of course, the parents will get involved.
So what we have, for example, one of the projects the A-level students do is every Thursday afternoon, it's part of their community project. They go to Garden Compound, which is a densely populated area of Lusaka, and we found that there is a group of young people that try to separate the trash and go and sell it to make a little bit of income for their households. At first, the children felt, do we really have to go there? But being part of the curriculum and learning about how to make decisions, because they're in a privileged position, that they will be leaders, they will be in places where they will make decisions that affect the future, we began, through their project work, began to work with them. And so each time they come back, they reflect on their experiences and they speak to the rest of the school. Because they are A-levels, they're able to influence the younger generation in the school.
It's just plastic. No, it's not the good idea. You have to stop. Stop trying to be.
This is exactly what some people think.
Waste for a small significance.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Charity School of Lusaka.
We're so excited to have you here for the launch of Waste No Waste, Trash is Treasure. It's going to be an amazing event, and we hope you enjoy learning about how we can reduce waste. Thank you for coming, and let's make a difference starting today. Enjoy the event.
What is your name?
So my name is Ephraim Piri.
What is Zukani?
Zukana Zambia is a new community enterprise that was founded in 2022 with two twin ambitions. One is to radically remove waste from the local environment, but secondly is also to create sustainable employment for marginalized communities, especially women and youths that might have limited education, opportunities, hence finding it very difficult to get jobs as, whenever they get into society. So we stand on these two ambitions.
When did you start your initiative?
Zukana Zambia started in 2022 in December.
And what does the word Zukani mean?
So Zukani is a Chewa word which means wake up. So like Zukani, wake up.
And what does it mean to you and the people, Zukani?
What Zukani means to me and the people is you are waking up to a new way of thinking and a new way of doing things. I think in the past few years, especially in Zambia, we have not waken up, we have not Zukani in the past few years. For us, Zukani and the people around, it means welcome to another world and we can think more.
What other initiatives do you have?
So, other initiatives that we've initiated now is we are exploring what we can do with bamboo. Bamboo is a quite flexible material that you can actually do so many things, starting from furniture, construction. You can make so many things, tools and other stuff. We have embarked on a tree planting project. It's called a regreening garden. So we intend to start planting trees at all the illegal dump sites. At the moment, we're using bamboo. The type of the bamboo is balcoa.
What do you hope to achieve in the future?
What I hope to achieve in the future, especially as Zukani, is to actually expand to more communities, more provinces, more countries, so that an initiative like this can not only benefit people from Garden, but can also benefit other people from different communities, and we can create more. That's a big dream.
The A-level students at the Italian school over the last 7 months embarked on a remarkable community service project at Zukani Action Zambia, demonstrating their commitment to social responsibility. Through their volunteer work, the students engaged with local communities, actively contributing to initiatives that promote education, health, and environmental sustainability. This enriching experience not only broadened their perspectives but also fostered meaningful connection with the people they serve, leaving a lasting impact on both the students and the community. Here are a few words from our students.
So, what's your name? And what actions have you done so far to benefit this organization?
As the Italians, we've been helping Zukani by separating plastic, separating the plastic tops from the plastic bottles and arranging them into different bags. These bags are made away and then they go off to factories that make use of these plastics. They go on to other organizations that make kitchenware out of these plastics, and then here at Zukani, they actually make instruments out of these plastic bottles and plastic. And also, right now, we are touching the right to the clothes that are being used for the festival that Zukani people spend. What's your name?
My name is Patel.
And what have you learned from this experience so far?
So far what I've learned is that plastic is a major biohazard and it is really bad for our environment. As we can see here, this is all the trash we throw every day. I've also learned that it's really hard and a big struggle for people to clean it up. As you can see, all my friends back here are cleaning. I've also learned that this whole project going on here in Zukani is both helping our community by keeping it clean and economically. As these people here, they sell this plastic to recycling plants. It also helps people in the environment themselves because they can come, collect plastics and sell them to Zukani.
What's your name? My name is Marina Yusuf.
What actions have you done so far to benefit this organization?
So far we've had 2 fundraisers in order to gather money and give to Zukani so that they can use it to their own benefit. And we've also collected clothes that they can give to the community here in Garden Compound. We also plan to gather paint cans so that the next year and the next group can hopefully come and revamp the new place.
What's your name?
My name is Rakshit.
And you hope to have a lasting impact on this organization?
Yes, I feel like we as a group really do feel like we'll have a lasting impact towards this organization because we see how much of an impact they have towards the environment, and seeing that we can also put towards an impact gives us a great understanding and bond towards them, and seeing that they put in a lot of effort in growing trees as well, it'll be a great opportunity to see them grow as well.
It's really an honor for us as Italians good to be part of this launch. And when I look at this table and see the different schools that are here, and when I look at our mission statements as schools, we all talk about making a difference about the future. So we hope that this is not a one-off event, but we hope annually we can meet and review what projects we've done and what impact we're having in the society that we serve.
Now, let me welcome properly Her Worship the Mayor, Chilando Chitangala of Lusaka. When we started this initiative, Waste No Waste, Trash is Treasure, we thought that we couldn't possibly do it just by ourselves. It is so important to have the City Council on board. It is so important that the trash that we collect is then collected by those who are in charge of that and disposed of properly. So the mayor has been an enthusiastic partner for us, and we thank you very much for being on board from day one. And I am sure you will stay on board, and we will examine together what the challenges are and how to solve them. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. May I say buongiorno?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
You're just back from Italy, aren't you?
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Your Excellency, the high table here, the parents that are here, the beautiful children here. May I ride on all the other protocols that were earlier established. I am so glad to be part of this event. As you've heard from our ambassador here, I would like to see a green and clean city. It hasn't been easy to make the city as clean as the residents would want it, but there are so many reasons. One of the reasons is that Lusaka does not really have a proper waste management system in the city, which collects and takes these empty bottles, the plastics, to the recycling plants as they are needed. So I'm so happy that we do have the Italian embassy here and other stakeholders that are partnering with the local authority so that we can find a good solution. And the good solution is you, the children. I'm very, very happy to see the videos that are going on, to see that the schools are taking part. Give yourselves a very big hand. And as mayor, I believe that since we've had a challenge, for example, in markets, where it's been difficult to change people's mindsets who are adults, the solution now has been to target the children. And we can see how the children own such programs, own such projects. So thank you very much, Italian Embassy and all the stakeholders that are involved. Because when we teach our children how to manage waste, when we teach our children that throwing the piece of paper, the piece of plastic, like the video showed us, and then everybody has to pick up and throw it in the bin, I think we'll get somewhere. And believe me, Ambassador, a long time ago, I think head teacher will tell you that our parents never used to allow us to throw paper. Anyhow, we used to pick up the paper and throw it in the bin. Somewhere along the way, we fell off the bandwagon. But seeing that our children now are going back, the schools are embracing waste management, and I do believe that this project will really work because we've involved the right human beings. So thank you so much, and Lusaka City Council is ready to partner with you all the way so that we can work together. And I see Lusaka Integrated Company is here as well. It's a company born out of Lusaka City Council. We will make sure that if the bins, like we had that conversation, will be emptied. And then also, I actually mentioned that we have empty bins at the drums that we can also donate as a local authority for this project. So we are ready to partner with you, and my office is open for any other project that the school wants to do, whether it's tree planting or just going to pick up trash somewhere, because I do believe that trash is treasure as well. So thank you so much for encouraging the children, for partnering with the local authority, and we're ready to work with you.
I'm pleased to announce today that International School Lusaka is participating and joining in the Waste No Waste, Trash is Treasure campaign, built upon your campaign from last year. In fact, when we talk about these plastic bottles, I want to mention that last year ISL moved to a new uniform provider, Scimitar Africa, and our uniforms are made 100% from these recycled plastic bottles. I actually have a couple of students here today. I didn't warn you guys, but if you could quickly stand up, Nathan and Daniel, can you just show off the uniform that's made from 100% recycled plastics? Thank you, guys. And we know we face a common challenge for a clean city across Lusaka. Improper waste disposal affects our waterways and our communities. And as educational institutions, we wish to partner and improve upon this effort. So, International School Lusaka, working with the Italian Embassy, is going to follow your model. We commit to cutting our school waste by 40% by the end of 2025 and improving our environment. We have an environment committee who measures our waste each month so we can share with our parents, students and teachers on ways in which to reduce and reuse that environmental waste. We'll continue to enhance and sort our rubbish and recycling system across the campus. We'll implement student-led projects. Those two young men I mentioned before are in Year 6, and they have a large project coming up called the the PYP exhibition. And as student-led projects, they choose their topic, and these two young men chose solid waste management and cleaning up Kafui River. We'll also follow, we're accepting 20 bins, and we have our head of art here who's helping us run a campaign of parents, students and teachers who will be painting the bins and auction them as well to provide funds to help clean up this solid waste. These actions represent our practical commitment to the environment and to raising awareness for the stewardship of Lusaka being cleaner. For our younger students, art projects and recycled materials. For older students, it's designing practical solutions to waste problems. One of the benefits of our international school is that we come from many different nationalities and places. We have different ideas and approaches to waste management. Our ideas from home countries can help us here as well. Right? So this is not just an environmental project. It's about working together for creative and problem-solving skills that our students will use in their future lives. Everyone has a part to play, and these small parts and changes add up to how we do it. I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to the Embassy of Italy for your leadership in this initiative. Your commitment to environmental sustainability has inspired our school and provides an excellent model of international cooperation and the other schools here in addressing these local challenges. Thank you for the press that are here, and we look forward to continuing this partnership.
The Lycée Français de Lusaka is committed to integrating education of sustainable development into our educational projects. We are certified by AIFC, which is a French Ministry for Foreign Affairs, and we deal with all French schools, and ESD is part of our educational project. Our school actively engaged in raising awareness, taking action in support of ESD, particularly for the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, especially the ones who are related to education, and some 4 that we have chosen for at least 3 years with the school. So that will be good health and well-being, SDG 3, reduce inequalities, SDG 10, responsible consumption and production, SDG 12, and climate action, SDG 13. And our efforts primarily revolve around waste reduction, recycling initiative, energy conservation, responsible consumption, and also partnership with organizations dedicated to sustainable development. Today, we are especially pleased to join the Waste No Waste project led by the Embassy of Italy with all the other schools in Osaka. And these initiatives align perfectly with our project policy and provides an excellent opportunity to strengthen our efforts in what I just said, recycling, raising awareness, educating students about responsible consumption. In this dynamic, we are also committed to involve our partner, the school Cornerstone of Hope, a community school supporting underprivileged children. And the idea is to share our knowledge, but also to learn from their knowledge and reinforce our values of engagement and solidarity. And this is a common project with this school that we are doing for many months now. When I say we, it's not only one person, one teacher, it's all the school. As I say, we have all our eco-delegates in each class. The two ESD referents, one of them is here, the science teacher, Mr. Amuzubi, the teacher, all the teacher, and all the administration. So as you see, all the school community is involved in this project, and the parents also are included. And all of us will be involved in this Waste No Waste project. As part of this collaboration, our students will paint waste bin barrels together with the children of Cornerstone Hope. These barrels will then be sold to the parents to raise funds, and income will be placed in public spaces also. Additionally, we take part in the next community cleanup initiative. Still within the Waste No Waste framework, our school promotes the use of recycled materials, particularly in our projects. And we design 2 different rooms in the school with the recycling stuff. So for example, our secondary school, Eco-Delegate, have led the project repurposing old tires into side tables. So I will show you, just after this small talk, I will show you a video about this tire. But moreover, they aspire also to visit a company specializing in recycling waste and utilizing recycling materials as raw resource. So this project, Waste No Waste, complements and enriches initiatives already implemented in our school.
L'un des problèmes majeurs en Zambie est la gestion des déchets. Pour ce projet, nous avons décidé d'utiliser des pneus usés pour fabriquer des tables et des chaises pour aménager les espaces de l'école. Et aussi pour vendre et ainsi récolter de l'argent. Et cet argent va nous permettre de mettre à disposition des écoles du pays publiques des poubelles pour recycler et trier leurs déchets.
Ce projet implique les élèves dans des activités pratiques et éducatives qui favorisent l'apprentissage du développement durable, du bricolage et de l'économie circulaire.
En réutilisant des pneus usagés pour aménager les espaces communs de l'école, nous contribuons à créer un environnement plus durable et agréable et contribuant au bien-être des élèves.
En transformant en ressources utiles, ce projet illustre le principe du recyclage et de l'éco-conception.
En évitant que les pneus usagés ne finissent dans la nature, le projet se contribue à la protection des écosystèmes locaux.
ODD 13 lutte contre le changement climatique, en particulier la pollution liée aux pneus abandonnés. Ce projet participe à l'empreinte écologique dans notre établissement et aux autres établissements partenaires.
Imagine this. It's the year 2050. Technology is advancing, new ideas are innovating our future. But despite all this progress, one problem remains: waste. Ecosystems suffer from our mere ignorance. Cities are drowning in waste. The air is thick with pollution. And we sit here not knowing what the true value of sustainability is for our future. Do we need, or do we see our ecosystem suffering and we just smile and be happy? No. We promote a cleaner and greener future because our future depends on it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Her Excellency, the Mayor, and His Excellency, the Ambassador Trinity. Sorry, some students would say that this is very nerve-wracking, but being at this table, such influential and divine human beings, is such a tremendous opportunity for me, and I appreciate it. I am a current student at Baylor College. I am the president of the Eco Warriors of Baylor College. On behalf of my school, and of course my principal, I would like to share my gratitude for this opportunity to showcase what sustainability truly looks like for Baylor College. Today we challenge the mindset that waste is simply waste. Well, now you might be wondering, what is waste then? It's simple. Waste is a resource. Trash is treasure, and we unite with one simple mission: to take and transform something useless into something meaningful.
Like all of you here, we see it as our duty to keep reviewing our efforts to reduce climate change and improve our local environment through recycling. We have to admit sometimes it feels like an uphill struggle, and we mostly question ourselves whether we're real role models for our students in our actions and our lifestyle. However, we continue to try new initiatives to highlight the urgent importance of recycling in reducing unnecessary production of throwaway items, in reusing what we already have without making more, and in cleaning up the spaces we live and work in for ourselves and others around us. We share this message with our students year on year and hope we are making a difference with various initiatives at school.
My name is Dr. Olitua Hancock, and I have the privilege of being the director of the American International School of Lusaka, where at the heart of our mission we develop a compassionate community of innovative and courageous learners who are preparing for the challenges of the future. One of those challenges is an unequal world, where we all need to try to make positive, sustainable change and to give access to all. As a consequence of this, we embed service into the taught curriculum, with the goal that each of our learners will choose to be active participants in their community. That community may be our school, the locality around where the school is situated and where we can form partnerships, the greater Lusaka area and beyond, and indeed internationally. As an IB World School, service is at the heart of everything we do at all levels, often with students embarking individually on projects. Over the last few years, with the leadership of a group of passionate teachers, two of whom are with us today, they have worked tirelessly with our students to really do some meaningful, sustainable work, and so our AISL service learning engagements are considerable. I will share just a few with you. This year, our board passed the first student-led policy to ban single-use plastic on campus. This has been hugely impactful on how we all behave on a daily basis. Our student service learning team has organised and led a Paint the Drum collaborative art project with Tangana Community School in Bauleni, who are also here with us today. The drums have been kindly donated by the Italian Embassy, and now the painted drums will be placed in schools around the area. This is a newly developed partnership, but we have already begun looking ahead in terms of what we can do together. Apart from the trash initiative, we're looking at ways we can advocate with other schools in Bauleni and State Lodge to raise awareness on cleaner environments, waste management and recycling. In addition, we've discussed how we could support their teachers with professional learning in different areas, managing classrooms, thinking routines, school systems management, reading, play-based learning, etc. Another really exciting initiative is Rethink Plastic, which is a community-driven recycling action project developed by our design team, with an aim to establish a sustainable plastic recycling facility in Lusaka by designing and assembling a plastic shredder and an injection moulding machine. And it's already on its way. Locally collected plastic waste will be transformed into marketable products, reducing environmental harm and empowering community members with new economic opportunities. Further, Twendi and Shantubu women empowerment groups have embarked on a project that will focus on making and donating reusable pads to vulnerable girls in schools around Lusaka. Aside from the necessity and right of sanitary products for all, as these pads are reusable, it means less pollution and less plastic. And our final highlight for now is our Primary Wildlife Club, who are currently working on our annual trashy fashion show using only recycling materials. A fun and entertaining event, but one that also sends a clear point across to our learners about the importance of recycling. Whilst we're proud of our achievements today, we know we have a long way to go, and that input from those who wish to partner with us is key for success. Together we can change, together we can move on. Thank you.
We SEPO stands for We Sustainable Eco-Friendly Products Organization. SEPO is actually a lousy word which means hope. We is of course all of us, so we hope, in other words, that you can manage to help Lusaka and probably move to the rest of the country. So our initial, I'll talk about how we don't inherit the planet from our sisters, but we borrow it from who? From our children. Our children are the future. You and me today are here, but we need to make sure we plant a good seed for the children that are coming behind us, okay? And no wonder it's a good opportunity for us to present here where we have kids as the main participants. So, who we are as WeSEPO? WeSEPO is a startup promoting circular economy, waste management that is. We aim to developing a social business model for solid waste collection and recovery in the country. WeSEPO is promoting gender equality and fair employment opportunities among the community in Lusaka. Our mission is to increase recovery of sustainable materials by bolstering the network among waste generators, collectors and recyclers, promoting waste segregation at source and environmental awareness. I'm going to try to run you through, then I'll have an opportunity to talk to you later after the presentation. So in context, in Lusaka, we have about 1,200 tons of waste which are generated daily. I think I'll update my statistics with the mayor afterwards. Yeah. Of course, we've heard that it's about 60% that goes to the dump sites and 40% remains within the compounds and the rest of the town. The majority of the waste is burnt in the landfill, of course, major among them being Chunga dump sites, which I hope one day you take time to visit because it's a very interesting site. Lusaka Council is doing a very good job there. Zambia's economic activities are growing, and with that, the production of waste. The population in 2010, I think, was 12 million, 11 million. Today, we are about 22 million. So, with that kind of statistics, it means waste production has also increased. We are working on people awareness, that is to teach people about environmental issues, as WeSEPO. We also try to teach them to separate that source, which is not a common practice among the households. Most of you have one bin where you put the shima, you put the plastics, you put all the sources of food, all types of food, organic, non-organic, plastic, everything in one bin, isn't it? You can relate. You won't admit it now, but if you go to houses, that's it, the reality. So we're trying to help get to a point where people can learn to separate at source. Then there's a few waste recycling companies in Lusaka, as we have heard. We have the Chinese one, of course, which is among them the biggest, I think. But naturally, very few. And then the waste is normally displaced. Drainages, like we have heard with the previous speakers, our drainages in Lusaka are choked with waste. Most of the times we have to panic to clean them. Every now and then we have to panic, especially towards the rain season. Lusaka City Council is under pressure. It's not their waste. Of course, it's their job to take care of the city. But we can also help them because we are the citizens that are part of this country at the end of the day. So, at least what we do? Our solutions are very simple and basic. We try to bridge the gap between waste producers and waste recyclers. So the value chain of waste is quite big now. When you enter into the value chain of waste, there's you, the producer at source, then there's transporters, like we have here, there are companies that are collecting around the city. Then there's people that are actually processing it and producing, making money out of it. So it depends on which chain, which point of the chain you are in. Ourselves, we're in the middle. We're trying to bridge that gap from the producers, who is the rest of us, to the recyclers. Under this, we have a collection, sorting, burning, and we sell recyclables. So our current location points are Mosio Shopping Mall, where we started in 2022. And then we have Foxdale Courts, where we just moved into our East Park Mall, the Wanika Mall, Waterfalls Mall, Lonica's Mall, Italy Pizzeria, Lusaka International School, where we are trying to set up a good system with the kids now, where they'll be collecting the waste, and then we say will come and we teach them how to separate the source. And then we have, of course, our central area, which is Ngombe, where every waste that we build, we store them there and we repatriate it to South Africa at the moment. We are trying to promote an environmental awareness and sensitization for the communities. This is one of the major problems that we are facing in Zambia. Of course, we know how waste is choking the country. But I tell you, the biggest culprits are the people that know. That's one of the most interesting things. The biggest culprits are the people that know. All of them, in the morning, if you try to check on Saturday or Sunday, how they throw their waste on their gates, it can tell you what the type of mentality that we need to work on. They will just come, oh, the company is coming, they throw outside, they move. They don't care that, of course, there will be dogs, there will be animals that will come, open the bags, and then suddenly it's decayed. If you walk, even in my yard, the places we call my yard, you go there, same problem that we're facing. So we're trying to sensitize people to work on that kind of mentality. That is, we're doing some trainings and sensitizations. We did some in Kaunda Square with some students at NRDC and UNZA. We're also trying to help, we have some cleaning days, and we want to establish some school days, classes for pupils, so that they can also be at least mentally how to work with the waste in Lusaka.
It's coming up from the University of Zambia. What we have is a presentation on what was actually born from a research project that I was the principal investigator. This was the biogas purification project, and as biogas being a product of organic material that is decomposing, that is in the layman's language they say rotting. There's a gas that is produced, and that's the gas that we were actually researching on. And dealing with that material, the organic material, we thought it wise that actually, UNZA having a population of over 35,000 students, we are generating more waste, and we can take advantage of the waste that is coming from the University of Zambia and actually start working on conversion of waste to usable forms. So we actually came up with a zero waste initiative at the University of Zambia. Okay, so Zambia basically, we find ourselves with these paradox of challenges of waste management, energy challenges, and livelihood source challenges. And if you see, we can, these pictures are actually not very, we're very familiar with these kind of scenarios where we have dumped garbage and we've got heaps of uncollected garbage, as well as we have power deficits where we don't have electricity supply and people are finding ways to make money here and there. We are saying this as being a paradox because waste actually has solutions to these challenges that we have. We can actually get energy from waste, we can make money from waste, and we can actually get good nutrition from conversion of waste to biofertilizer or even compost. Now, our activities at UZA have been that conversion of waste to usable forms. In this case, we looked at compost and biogas. We targeted the organic waste. We had to come up with an introduction of waste separation within the university, and this led to the formation of an association of students that should champion the waste separation within the university. We had the launch of the waste separation or zero waste initiative within the university, and what we see there is actually an emphasis that is student, we involve students, and the little picture is actually the day of the launch, and that is members of the student association. I traveled two members. You can raise your hand, guys. Yeah, so those are part of the champions of the students initiative of zero waste initiative within the university. We actually embarked on a pilot project. We got one student hostel, where we emphasized on the zero, on waste separation as the point of generation. So in this hostel, what we did is we introduced waste separation bins, like the ones that are being shown on the further left picture. So with these waste separation bins that were introduced within the hostels, the emphasis was that we should segregate waste in the form based on what it was, and that we had waste from the waste that is paper waste, organic waste that is the food waste, as well as plastic and glass waste. So what we see there is that we actually managed to have this waste separation from the hostels. However, the waste separation was not as 100%. What we see there are pictures of food waste that was partially with plastics and the like. But our emphasis, like I mentioned, was actually to convert organic waste to compost, biofertilizer, or biogas. So what we see there is that we actually had to put up conversion methods of the food waste to biogas, compost, and organic fertilizer. So with the introduction of waste separation bin, what we are saying is we had to get rid of this way of managing waste, where we have heaps of waste or garbage, but we needed to have a waste separation, and this meant that the waste should be actually be sorted out before it's actually dumped in the waste separation bin. So we had the food waste, glass, plastics, and any other.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all the school-going children here, I will ride on all of the already established protocols. My name is Priscilla Msenge, as has been mentioned, and I am the founder and CEO of Ntomo Farm, which is located here in Lusaka, Zambia. Now, our mission at Ntomo Farm is really simple. We are transforming food waste into a sustainable, organic, and inexpensive feed and fertilizer for small and medium-scale chicken, fish, and crop farmers by farming insects. Not your regular business, I know, but this is very sustainable. And we are using the black soldier fly as our choice insect. Now, over the last 2 years, Zambia has gone from an El Nino-induced drought to our recent rain season, which saw a lot of floods, which has created food insecurity, or has seen an increase in food insecurity. Additionally, increasing stock feed prices has affected farmers, and this is obviously putting a strain on their businesses and obviously their livelihoods. Thirdly, we can attest that households, restaurants, hotels, grocery stores, and schools are seeing a problem with increased food waste. And this is where we come in, solving all three problems by farming insects. Now, in addition to this, we are not only producing an insect-based feed, we are also helping contribute positively to SDGs like SDG 1, Zero Hunger, No Poverty, Gender Equality, Sustainable Cities, and Climate Action. Now, our vision is quite bold. We are aiming to become one of the industry leaders in converting organic waste into value, setting a benchmark for a circular economy. And our business model is really simple. We are converting waste using insects into a high-protein feed, as well as a fertilizer, which is good for the soil. Now, through black soldier fly farming, through the bioconversion, we are seeing this transformed, as I mentioned, into protein and a fresh fertilizer. And we are encouraging schools to work with us to have some kind of on-site waste management, which can see some benefits for this. So a bit about the process and how we tie into the Waste No Waste Trash is Treasure 2025 campaign. Food waste is collected on-site from your cafeteria to an on-site location where it is managed by 5-day-old neonates, and after 10 days you have a complete feed and a fertilizer. And some of the benefits that this brings to the schools is that it has the opportunity to create revenue either by selling the fresh fertilizer to parents, families, and communities, or by encouraging school gardens where they can then grow organic vegetables and for onwards selling. Again, breaking down those benefits, it's really revenue generation, cost savings on waste disposal, as well as educational value and an enhanced school image, making you a leader in sustainable farming and sustainable education.
So here is our recycling center. It's in Kabangwe. And this building was an old container that was just sitting in the grass unused. And so now it's able to have a new life as a recycling center. So again, like all the businesses and people have been talking about, a circular economy is the most important way to connect to what needs to happen in businesses. So with a circular economy, you're thinking about every aspect of the business and how can we use the waste at the end to then make something new and keep it going. So we are focusing on number 5 PP plastic in our machines. And there are plenty of types of plastics here in Lusaka, but when you look under a container like a yogurt container, you'll see the triangle with the number 5, and that is what we're using to make our products. So we have 3 machines. This is the shredder, and it does what it says. It shreds the whole plastic into pieces, and then you're able to use this as your art, and it's your medium to make something new. This is the extruder. Think of it like a heated toothpaste container where you squeeze it through and it goes through a small hole, and you can make new pipes and beams in order to construct new items. So it's heated here at the hopper and it comes through. Then this is the sheet press, and it's heated at the top, and when you put a mold or a steel container with the shredded plastic, you can make new items. So this on the right is a drafts board before it has been melted, and then it looks like this after it's been melted. So here are some of the treasures that we've made, and our artists that are working with us have been doing amazing work with being creative and knowing what can they make to sell at markets and for people that would want them, so that you take the trash and make it into treasure. So that's the goal every day. So we have doll houses, play kitchens, clocks, draft boards. There's a Pikachu, and there's an example of Pikachu right here. And then art in plastic sheets. So we all know that we need to worry about plastic. And one of the things is just remembering how can we reuse what we have. So we all have that goal, and it's one of our goals at our project as well. If you would like to support us we are collecting at Licks every Friday, and we've gotten over 1,000 pieces just from March and April at Licks, and then also in February with the primary school as well. So we are excited about this brand new opportunity to connect with schools. Our production started in February, so we're brand new and figuring things out as we go. We would love to have you even come to our recycling center as a school field trip. You can connect with us, and we have a big group coming on Thursday, and they can see what is going on and how you can see something that goes from trash to treasure.